We will be hearing our presentation from one of our sponsors, Ms. Asel Shazarova of Microinformation Handling and Distribution. Hi, Asel.
Hi, can you hear me or can you see me?
Yeah, we can see your slides now.
Okay.
All right, you may start.
So, сәлеметсіз бе құрметті конференция қатысушылары. Good afternoon, dear colleagues and dear participants. My name is Asel Jarasova. I'm regional manager at Microinformation at the team. So, on behalf of our company, I would delighted to congratulate Nazarbayev University with its 10th anniversary. So we look forward to ever closer partnership working in the near future, building on our many successes we have shared over the past decade. So thank you very much for inviting us and organizing such a useful and interesting conference. I'm going to be speaking to you today about the importance and value of our electronic resources. So let me introduce the outline first. My presentation will be given in few parts. The first part concerning about our company. In the second part, I will talk about the publisher which we represent and their resources. I will try to briefly talk about all of them. And finally, I will summarize my presentation. So now that you are overview, let's begin with microinformation handling distribution, as it is the largest multidisciplinary databases and electronic resources provider in the Central Asia region. So we operate in countries such as Turkey, Kazakhstan, Azerbaijan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and many others. Our mission is to increase the scientific and educational potential of our clients. And the most important, it's increase the efficiency and the growth of the publication activity of researchers. So our company is the official representative of the international publishers and professional organizations in various fields. So for example, in medical science, this is the British Medical Journal. In the technology and innovation is Institute IEEE, ASTM, SME, which I will talk about them. In social sciences, this is ID Publishing, Boclips. In agriculture is CABI organization Wageningen. So let's begin with the IEEE. IEEE is the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering. So it's the world's largest technical professional organization dedicated to advancing technology for the benefits of humanity. And its highly cited publications, conferences, technology standards. Also, IEEE its professional and educational activities. So I want to tell you about the IEEE Institute in numbers. So through its more than 419,000 members in over the 160 countries, more than 124,000 student members and 3,422 branches at colleges, universities in 100 countries. So what is the IEEE? Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, it's not cover only electrical engineering, but also on areas ranging from aerospace system, computers, telecommunication, to biomedical engineering, electrical power, and other technologies. So what IEEE main tool or capability offered by IEEE to its subscribers? The first one is the access to the largest technical electronic library in the world. It's the IEEE Explorer Digital Library. So what provides this platform? This platform provides access to almost 1/3 of the world's technical literature. It's over 5 million documents and featuring high quality content from IEEE. Institute Explore includes journals, conferences, approved published IEEE standards, which I will talk about. So in addition, IEEE offered organization membership and opportunity to participate in major conferences, international conferences, researches, projects, and etc. So IEEE quality makes an impact. So latest studies reinforce that the top cited publication in the world is from IEEE. IEEE have a large quantity and high quality of their resources. For example, IEEE journals, it's more than 200 influential journals. They are leaders in citation and engineering, electronics, telecommunication, electrical design, and computing. Also, it's the latest materials are presented in IEEE conference proceeding. IEEE, it means the 3,900 technical standards that are used around the world. Next one is the IEEE, the best ebook collection. So it's over 2,000 ebooks in different collection. You can see the name here, IEEE Wiley ebooks, MIT Press ebooks, Morgan and Claypool collection. But today, I would like to focus on IEEE education courses. In nowadays, in coronavirus situation, IEEE Learning Library are most helpful for the libraries and for students. So IEEE e-learnings offer high quality, peer-reviewed online course in relevant topics. So what they are, the library delivers hundreds of course hours in core, in emerging technologies, providing professional faculty, students across the academic institution, corporation and government agencies a better way to learn. So let's see. Let me show you the achievements of Kazakhstani researchers. On these graphs, you can see the IEEE publication of Kazakhstani scientists over the 40 years. So here you can observe the growth of publications since 2011 till nowadays, which respectively led to an increase in the citation of publication of Kazakhstani authors around the world. You can observe it here. So also, I would like to, in this graph, you can see the leaders in article publication among the university in Kazakhstan. In the first place is Nazarbayev University, which has access to IEEE resources more than 10 years. In the second is the Satpayev University, and the third place is the Al-Farabi. Gumilov Eurasian National University and International Information Technology have subscription to IEEE resources, which bring it to this place. So we hope that researchers from Satpayev University and Al-Farabi University will have access to IEEE resource also in this year. So let me show you the top published IEEE articles from Kazakhstani researchers. You can see here the list of the IEEE journals and Kazakhstani articles, numbers in documents, how much time they were cited. Of course, this is Q1 journals, quarter one, which is the best journals, IEEE journals. You can screenshot or I will send you a presentation later. So here the title is to quartile 2, which is also very good achievement for Kazakhstani researchers. Okay, this was IEEE resources briefly. Now I'm gonna talk about the medical resources. British Medical Journal is the one of the world leading providers of health information, of expertise, and contributes to the advancement of medical science and practice. So what the BMJ publishes scientific materials to assist doctors and the other decision makers in their daily life activities, continuing education, and professional development. What are the BMJ resources includes? It's medical journals, evidence-based medicine products and trainings, certification solution. So here you can see the main resources. Best practice is the medical portal designed specifically to support physician in making clinical decision about treating patient. It's the BMJ Learning platform for online platform for student education with it's more than 70 specialties and contains over 1,000 academic hours of materials. It's BMJ journals. BMJ journals includes over the 60 peer-reviewed scientific and medical journals with the highest impact factor. And the last one, and very important, it's the fourth most cited medical journal in the world, provided by British Medical Journal. The impact factor is 16.378, according to the journal citation report. So this medical resources from British Medical Journal publisher. Okay. Next, I will talk about the CABI. This is Agriculture Sciences publisher. CABI is the international non-for-profit organization that improve people's life worldwide by providing information and applying scientific expertise to solve problems in agriculture and the environment. So what CABI offers? CABI offers high-quality research monographs, full-text article reports across the applied life sciences. So CABI provide the know-how and turn evidence-based information in actionable advice for making critical decisions, which is very important for researchers. I would like to talk about the two main products and resources from CABI. It's CAB Abstracts and Global Health. CAB Abstracts is most comprehensive source of international research information in agriculture, healthcare management, veterinary sciences, and related, of course, disciplines. Global Health gives researchers and students access to the all world relevant public health research and practice, providing knowledge without the borders. So this is about the agriculture resources for libraries. Now I would like to talk about the ASTM, is the American Society for Testing and Materials. ASTM is the international organization, recognized authority in the world of standards development, technical documentation, and related information. What they offer? It's more than 12,000 ASTM standards are used in virtually every industry, from petroleum products, steel to cement and sustainable enterprise. Here you can see some example of their standards. So ASTM standard, why are they important? They are highly regarded around the world. More than 5,000 of them adopted as national standards outside the United States, and more than 60 countries use ASTM standard as the basis of their regulatory frameworks. So you can hear the example, or documents of these standards. It was ASTM. Next publisher, it's very unique one. It's Booklips video platform, which brings together over 2 million video materials, educational video materials. So I want to name some important features of this Booklips video platform. First one is the largest library of short educational videos, vetted, curated for classroom. It's a safe alternative of YouTube, free of ideas and distraction, inappropriate content. So Bob Clips provides what provides this platform. Bob Clips provides for teachers content, tools, strategies. They need to use video in the classroom safely, easily, and with maximum effectiveness. So since 2014, Booklips has been helping educational publishers, curriculum creators, Ministry for Education worldwide to add educational videos from the world's most trustable media brands to their curriculum. You can hear these brands. For example, this is TED, Smithsonian, The Economist. Here, the example of the interface of this Booklips platform. Okay, I think I can move on to the next one. Next one is the World Library. World Library is the provides large collection of primary source ebooks for academic libraries. It is designed to support academic research at all levels and subject areas by providing extensive ebooks. So World Library has wide variety of subjects and titles to choose from. For example, social sciences, math, medicine, natural science, history. I would like to promote World Library, and your library or your institution, World Library offer a free trial access until December 2020. So if you're interested in ebook collection, you can contact with us. We will provide you with free access. Finally, I would like to summarize my presentation and explain the importance and value of microinformation as resources. So our resources contain information reflecting the latest advances in science and technology. Our electronic resources are able to first provide educational resource of high quality. Second one is to increase the growth of the publication activity of researchers. Our resources create a scientific and educational environment for the researchers. And last one, and I think it's very important, our resources are able to promote the acceleration of researchers' integration into global scientific space. So what are the benefits of collaboration with us? We work globally and we are represented locally. And the second one, we pay special attention to information support for working with the electronic resources, of course. Our support team is multilingual. We are consult and hold trainings in Russian, in English, Kazakh. We give practitioner recommendation and links to supporting materials for working with databases. We prepare the analysis and relevant review of scientific resource. So this is the main reason why your library or your institution should work with us. So if you will have any question, please ask them now on the chat or you can write to us. If you want to free trial to World ebook library, you also or need our presentation, you can contact with us. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for your time. I would like to show you our contact. Here, contact manager mine and our representative in Kazakhstan, our representative in Uzbekistan.
We will be hearing a presentation from one of our sponsors, gold sponsors, Mr. Sergey Paramonov. And after his presentation, we will take a 15 minutes break, health break. So, Sergey, are you here? The stage is yours.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just sharing my screen, so I hope you can see it now. So I'd like to greet everyone on this conference, and I'd like to thank the organizers for letting us to be part of this forum. I also would like to apologize for the fact that my slides would be in Russian, but I will be speaking in English. So I think, I just, had a chat with our coordinator, and I think we all realized that this format is quite new for us. I mean, the virtual conference, it's very different from what we had in the past. So I think it's a good learning experience for all of us. Anyway, I also would like to say that, during this presentation, you might have questions, and I guess that you would be able to post them on via chat or Q&A window, or you can actually keep them and send it back to me via email or, any other messages that you would prefer anyway. So happy to work with you closer afterwards. So my presentation would be short, and I will be focusing on, some wireless stuff that we are happy to provide to different universities and scientific organizations across the world. But this one particular presentation is focusing on those things that we would like to present in Kazakhstan. All right. So so far I saw a couple of presentations, and I think they were talking about different aspects of the library work, and I guess that and it was clear, how important is the work that library is doing for the university. And this is just to highlight that, for a modern university or scientific organization, libraries is really a huge support for achieving the overall high-level university mission. And for university, there's a different stuff, there's different types of, objectives and goals that everyone would like to achieve, and for example, attracting, best talents among students, or, achieving, social impact and scientific reputation and, university ranking. This is, I think, most of the this is the hottest objectives for modern universities. And what I would like to say, with this slide is that library is the key information center to support university all the time. And I think that we all have to, I think it is important to, to realize that, especially these days during the pandemic, information is the key, and delivering the information resources and supporting educators and students and researchers is the key, to support the, the university, an educational organization nowadays. And so libraries really is the key in this area. And and apart from that, obviously publication output, if we're switching more into the research area, research output is one of the hottest topic, in the recent years, and Kazakhstan was developing quite well. And I guess that you will see this type of analysis in the, going forward during this forum as well. But I just wanted to say that, yes, well, Kazakhstan, as well as other countries, developed quite good and improved their position in terms of the scientific output in the recent years. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that we can improve, right? And it's not just the end. And if focusing on Kazakhstan research output, I think you would see, you might notice that there is a specific ratio of different type of publication in the research output, and and which actually impacts and influences the citation rates. So what are the factors that actually contribute or influence the research output in general, right? And I think you would agree that one of the obvious one is the funding. And this slide clearly illustrates that the more funding a country actually allocate for research activity for science, the better is the research output in terms of the number of publications. And here is just, some data from the past, but it clearly shows the correlation, between the overall funding in science, right, and research output. And I think it's obvious also for all of us, for all the community that right now listening, is that we might not have a direct influence on this distribution, right? So it's hard to believe that, we in libraries or in universities can influence. versus, you know, how many full text downloads or views is observed on a particular, you know, on a particular platform. And this is, and on this slides, I'm just showing you the data from the number of publication in international journals across different countries and the number of full text views on our platform at Wiley. So it's clear, the more they read, I mean, the more researchers read, the more they publish. And the quality, and actually, it's not only the quantity, but it's also the quality. And here is just, you know, to highlight this, you know, the literature and reading, you know, quality research information impacts the quality of the research, the studies itself. And then it actually influences and impacts the publication activity, right? So, and it goes further to citations, because if we do publish a quality research, it will attract citation, and ultimately it will actually bring us to funding. And whether we're talking about, you know, local funding in a university, let's say, or national funding, it will count. And then it goes back, actually. If we have access, if a researcher have access to a quality literature, quality content, then it will, you know, if we have more funding, obviously, right, we will have more quality content to read, and then it goes again, right, this way. So this is how we see, and I think this, I hope that you will agree with me that this is how the research life cycle is organized, let's say. And as a publisher, and from this perspective, you know, information resources, electronic resources, you know, have different benefits for researchers, and we can talk about content, obviously, and this is the primarily, I guess, benefit. Then it's obviously the training and education, and, you know, in previous presentation, you know, we already heard, you know, how much efforts libraries are actually investing in translating the knowledge, let's say, and educating their patrons, their students, and also researchers on how to use modern technology to retrieve information and find what you need. And also, and what I want to say is that publishers are here to help as well. So we are realized that there is a need for that, and we are trying to help libraries here as well. Apart from this, this is also about collaboration and partnership, because this is the way, you know, content is also providing this benefits to the researchers. At Wiley, you know, we have, you know, different resources and different services that actually can contribute to researchers and to the libraries. And this is just a very brief overview, and I will skip it for the sake of time. And coming back to the content that we would like to offer to everyone, to all the library communities across the world, is mostly our journals that currently we provide more than 1,500 journals across 16 disciplines. You know, and these are very high quality journals. One of the key features of the journal portfolio at Wiley is that we publish on behalf of the scientific societies, which is really unique, let's say, on the market. So we are the #1 society publishers in the world, and this is really a distinguished feature for Wiley. Which also contributes to the quality of the journals and the impact factors. And in this regard, I would like to point out to recent research publication, or analysis, which was conducted by the Russian Foundation for Basic Research, which might be relevant mostly for our colleagues in Kazakhstan and other Russian-speaking countries in the region. And in this report, you would see kind of an independent analysis of Wiley journal portfolio. And which is remarkable for me here is that in this report, you would notice that you know, they showed that the majority of journals in Wiley portfolio actually fall into first and second quartile by citations, right? So among this 1,500 journals, we have mostly quartile 1 and quartile 2, which is really good, I think, and contributes and talks about the quality of their journals. And as every other publisher, we do have our own platform, Wiley Online Library, which I invite you to check. Actually, it's available regardless of the subscription because we have a handful number of open access journals, so you can access them right now on this platform and also see some bibliographic information, without a subscription. But in case you would be interested, I'm always happy to, to set up a trial access for your university, and we can see, what is the demand and interest. And as I was saying, we as a publisher, we do care about how our resources are used and how your students, researchers, and faculty members understand how to use them and how efficiently actually, use them and how, take the most out of the subscription. Here's just a few links, well, mostly in Russian, as I said, this is the Russian content, but again, as a global publisher, we also have a lot of materials in English, which are available on our global websites. Finally, just wanted to close saying that Wiley is one of the oldest academic publishers in the world. Our history is more than 200 years, from 1907. And, Wiley currently is really, truly a global organization with offices around the globe. And, I'm working from Moscow, but again, currently, I think it doesn't really matter where you're based, right? Because we all do a lot of things virtually. So, but at least you know that there's a guy who can speak Russian in case you have a question, right? So finally, this is a call for action for you. So in case you don't know yet about Wiley portfolio of journals or Wiley portfolio of books and reference works, please reach out to me. We do provide trial access to academic and scientific organizations, and we can establish one for you in case you're interested. And for this, I ask you to send a note to me, to my email, which is shown on this slides, or you will see it also in the program of this conference, and I will be happy to help you with that. And on that, I would like to thank you for your time, for your attention, and I really wish you a fruitful participation in this forum, in this conference. Thank you very much.
I would like to provide floor for our gold sponsor, Clarivate Analytics, represented by Mr. Valentin Bagorov.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues. I hope that you can hear me well and you can see my screen. I will have my presentation, I will deliver it in a mixed format. My slides will be in Russian, but I will speak in English. First of all, I'd like to say that it's a great pleasure for me and for us, for Clarivate Analytics, to participate in this conference at Nazarbayev University. So thank you to the organizers, to the Nazarbayev University Library, and to the Association of Academic Libraries of the Republic of Kazakhstan. I also would like to congratulate the Nazarbayev University Library, because as far as I know, this year is the 10th year's anniversary for your library. You are a fantastic library at a fantastic university, and we've been partnering with you for many years. So I hope that our cooperation will increase and develop further in the future. So today I have a challenging task, because I have about 15 minutes, and I would like to cover the recent developments in the information resources provided by Clarivate Analytics. It's not that easy because Clarivate Analytics is a company which develops the whole, a huge set of various tools for researchers in various disciplines. Some of those tools, such as our Web of Science platform, are universal. They can be used by researchers from any discipline. And some of those tools are highly specialized, as our biomedical research information tools. So let me start with the Web of Science, which is probably the best known of our information tools in our region, in the Eurasian region. So first of all, I'd like to say that fairly soon we'll see the new interface coming to the Web of Science. So I think this is the first time we are showing it in our region. I'm very happy to do this little premiere show, so to speak, at this conference. This is how our interface would look like, and all users of Web of Science worldwide will see this interface in the beginning of the next year. And starting from November, you will be able to switch between the old interface of Web of Science and the new interface. And the new interface will provide multiple new opportunities for searching the relevant information and for storing it. Also, it will be much more mobile friendly. So you will be able to work with Web of Science on your tablets, on your mobile phones, on any multitude of modern information devices. One exciting feature that we've seen with Web of Science recently has been a great ease with which we can access full text of publications from Web of Science. As you probably know, Web of Science was built as a referentive database. It doesn't have full text of publications, just the metadata for them, extremely rich metadata. But with the development of open access publications worldwide, of course, we can now build direct links between the information in the referentive database, such as Web of Science, and the full text of publications. In order to do that, we developed the special tool. It's called Copernio. Copernio is a plugin which can be installed in your browser. And Copernio allows for an easy and seamless access to the full text of publications. At this point, over 12 million of publications with full texts are available in Web of Science. So you can go to Web of Science, you can find the most in-demand, the most cited articles for any discipline, for any type of research. Then you can select the articles which you are the most interested in, and then you use this little Copernio icon and get the full text of that publication. So really, we are talking now about the boundaries between the referentive and the full text database are being to a large extent erased thanks to the open access revolution. And of course, here we see the legal copies of the full text. So this is an exciting development. Again, the only thing our users need is to register at the Copernio site, install the plugin, and then enjoy access to the full texts. One more tool, which can be of specific interest to the libraries, is Copernio Institutional Dashboard. If there are enough of Copernio users at the institution, at this point the threshold is set at 100 of users, then the library can ask our specialists to install the special Copernio Institutional Dashboard. And then you as librarians will be able to analyze the data on full text usage at your institution. You can see in what fields the texts are in most demand. You can see who uses the texts, what segment of your users, and you can see which journals and which publishers have the most usage at your institution. So it can provide a very rich, very detailed data on the usage, which allows you to strategically plan development of your collection at the library. So I believe that's a great opportunity, really, to understand what your users are interested in. And if you are interested in installing Copernio Institutional Dashboard, then please, you can contact me or you can contact my colleagues, and we would be able to help you with that. Another exciting tool, when we talk about open science, we usually talk primarily about open access to publications. And again, open access to publications is, of course, extremely important because it removes the barriers between readers and the source of scientific knowledge. But there are other important aspects of open science. One of them is the open access to actual data underlying the research. Quite often in today's science, the result of research is a production, not of a publication or a patent, but the production of a certain massive of data, which then can be used by other scientists worldwide. This data are located in depositories on the sites of various institutions, and there was a need to create an information instrument which would allow for location of this data and which connect this data with the publications. We create such an instrument. It's called Data Citation Index. And on this slide, you can see how it works. If you find a paper in Web of Science which is of interest to you, the paper, for example, which is highly cited or which has other characteristics which makes it interesting, you can see if this paper has links with associated data. And if it does, then you can go directly to the link to the depository where this data is located. For instance, in this example, I have a paper in the field of crystallography, and there is a link to the actual data which we used in researching, in making the research which provide the basis for this paper. So you can verify this research. Verification of research today is a very hot issue, and you can also use it for your own research work. The next type of instruments which are now being used worldwide are our instruments for research analytics. Web of Science and the related instruments can be used by everybody. They're used by researchers to find the most relevant information, to read with the use of Copernio the articles they're interested in. But of course, Web of Science today is also the basis for the bibliometric analysis. With a huge wealth of information contained in it, I'd like to remind that we cover in the Web of Science core collection almost 22,000 of the best research journals from all over the world. We have over 70 million records and 1.5 billion citations in the database. And this huge wealth of information provides the basis for bibliometric analysis. So we have a special instrument which can help us with analyzing the research productivity and research effectiveness at different levels, at the level of an individual researcher, at the level of a research organization, at the level of a research journal, of a funding agency, and at the level of the whole country. So today, many institutions around the world are using it, and many national agencies charged with actually providing budgets for scientific research, with providing the strategy for scientific research. And we are very happy to know that some of the Insight subscribers are in Kazakhstan. That's the Ministry of Education and Science of the Republic of Kazakhstan, and some of the top universities in Kazakhstan already have access to the Insights. Insights helps not only to analyze information, but also to visualize it. For instance, here you have a chart where you can see the research productivity of the 5 countries from Central Asia. And I'm very happy today to present this chart in Kazakhstan, because in the last 10 years, we have seen really a spectacular rise of the research publications of Kazakhstan in the top research journals worldwide. We can see that in the beginning of the year 2000s, Kazakhstan was the #2 country in the region in terms of the overall research production. And today, Kazakhstan is at the very top of its region in terms of the publication numbers. It greatly surpasses its neighbors. But in the insights, we can analyze not only the total number of publications, but there is also the whole battery of indicators which allow us to analyze the quality of research. The key of those indicators is the category normalized citation impact. It's a unique indicator which allows to compare the citation impact of research from various disciplinary fields. Using this indicator, for instance, you can compare the citation impact of research in math, in chemistry, or in the humanities. We can also see the distribution of the research articles by certain groups of research journals. The most prestigious journals, the most cited journals are located in the first quartile and the least cited in the fourth quartile. So we can see those quality characteristics of the overall research output of the country. And of course, we can do the same analysis at the university level. On this slide, you can see the comparative analytics on the top research universities for the countries of the CIS area for the former Soviet Union. And as I mentioned, we can look here at both quantity output, the quantity of output, and its quality characteristics. And a much more detailed analysis we can do for an individual university. Here we can see this chart analyzing the research productivity of the Kazakh National University named after Al-Farabi. And we can also analyze here the collaboration pattern of Al-Farabi University with other universities worldwide. The third direction of development of our products is devoted to the research journals. Research journals is really the basis of communication science since the first research journals appeared in the end of the 17th century. Therefore, raising the quality of the research journals makes a huge impact on the academic community as a whole. We recently updated the selection criteria for Web of Science. Here you can see those criteria, and we do a number of education events where we talk about those new selection criteria. The problem of quality of academic periodicals is of extreme importance today, also because we see a rise of the so-called predatory journals. Really, I don't even want to call them journals. It's really internet-based fraudulent operations when people who manipulating those sites are setting fake sites which position themselves as research journals, try to pass as legitimate research journals, whereas in fact they are not. It's a significant threat to the global academic community, and therefore we try to emphasize that researchers really should be careful when it comes to evaluating of the journals they publish and the journals they get the information from. And we have the new updated selection criteria in Web of Science really to set the plank for the best research journals worldwide. One more unique tool, which we recently acquired, is a special database called Publons. And Publons is the largest global database on the reviewers for the journals. It was created several years ago, was acquired by Clarivate in 2017. And Publon at this point has about 2.5 million of profiles of authors, of researchers, and of journal reviewers. Here is an example of how a researcher's profile in Publon looks like. Here you can see one of the prominent researchers from Kazakhstan, Dr. Bulat Kenisov of Al-Farabi National University. And here we can see that Dr. Kenisov is a very productive author, so we can see both his research output in terms of the number of papers published in Web of Science journals, and also we can see the data on his reviews. So this is a great tool.
Valentin, please be shorter.
Yes, I'm finishing in a couple of minutes. So it can be used for free by researchers. Any researcher in the world can build his or her profile. And it's a paid service for the journals, because journals using Publons can verify the reviews coming from various researchers and can select the reviewers from this huge worldwide pool. And finally, I'd like to finish with our biomedical resources. These are information database and analytical tools which are in great demand today. We can see the great research boom today in biomedical and pharmaceutical sciences. So by using those tools, the most important of them is a Cortellis platform. You can commercialize the results of your research in biomedicine and produce the new modern drugs, medical devices, and other tools, bring them to the market. So with this, I would like to end. If there are any further questions, then please address those questions to our representatives, Laziza Mukasheva and Inesh Kenjana, who work in Kazakhstan and the countries of Central Asia. Our team will always be happy to help you.
We will be hearing a presentation from our gold sponsors from Elsevier, Rabiga Kojamkul. After the presentation of Rabiga, we will take a 15-minute health break, and then we will proceed for the next session. Now, please, Rabiga, the stage is yours. You can start your presentation.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I think everyone can see my screen now. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rabiga, and some of you might know me from the region, from Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, and probably someone from Azerbaijan here I see. I'm customer analytics and business consultant for Central Asia and Azerbaijan of Elsevier for main content for Scopus, Science Direct, and Mendeley. And I wanted to talk to you about our efforts in supporting distance learning and in supporting libraries all around the globe, but especially here in Central Asia during COVID period, and the content support we are providing for the libraries, and content support we are providing for researchers and students all over the globe, but especially now in Central Asia and Azerbaijan region through our Science Direct product. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, so we wanted to present our efforts on distance learning support that we are providing for the faculty, staff, for students, for librarians, especially during this. Sorry, especially during period of COVID-19, when everybody is shifted to distance learning, and we're providing content for students for adapting to online remote learning environment. We're supporting faculty, and we're supporting like our search engines on Science Direct as supporting for search and content solution to build up online courses. And we constantly provide support for librarians to play a critical role in supporting this transition to online shift. And like as was presented by the librarians, the main request now is for the content for like online and electronic content. Okay, thank you. Next slide. Yeah, here I wanted to present our campaign, the campaign of Elsevier. It was worldwide campaign starting March, when everything started with COVID-19 situation. For we opened access for 286 books, and we had a lot of book usage, so we can see that it helped many faculty and students and many libraries to maybe enhance their content, to help shift through help shift for distance learning and to help shift for online course creations. And here we're presenting data on usage of free COVID-19 content books for Kazakhstan. And as you see, there were quite a lot of usage in a lot of fields, and especially in engineering fields and in social sciences fields and life sciences fields. Yeah, next slide. And 3 pillars in which Science Direct is helping and supporting online learning. We are supporting with the relevance of content. We provide the right content for the different level of education. We help in discoverability, so we provide trustworthy content found at the point of need, and we provide flexibility of the access. Since everybody, like libraries and librarians, were during the COVID time, they were facing a lot of difficulties to provide online access to both faculty, staff, to everyone. And we try to help them. So let's go, next slide. Let's see how we try to help with the relevance. We try to provide the right content for different stages of the education and learning. And we provide that in all the times, but especially during COVID. Yeah, next slide. During COVID, we also try to provide with our Center for COVID, for novice COVID infection, we try to provide support to faculty and graduate learners through providing journal content and review articles and all the preprint content made free and available to everyone. And also we provided books available for undergraduate learnings and for the libraries, for pedagogical, to help faculty there in the field and to help librarians in the field to provide relevant, on-time content to all levels of education. And we are even not in COVID infection, we always provide relevant content to our customers. Yes, next slide, thank you. Yeah, so we tailor content for undergraduate and grad courses, and you can use it in distance learning, all the reference books, review articles, hybrid text references, textbooks for different levels of education. Next. We wanted, here you can see top ebook title snapshots. That's most of the books that are top in usage of our content. Next slide. Yeah, and we help in discoverability. And next slide. How we help in discoverability. Yeah, so with our Science Direct engine and Science Direct artificial intelligence algorithm, we have incorporated hyperlinks to the encyclopedia and books content and review pages in order to make it easier for undergrad, but also grad student, but also faculty to find the terminology or to find any new words, new terms, and also the references incorporated into the article, in the article. So it's easy, so they just don't spend time on searching it through the books, and they have everything when they look through the article. Next. Yeah, so Science Direct topics, they deliver students contextual info at the time of need. They don't need to look through Google, or they don't need to look anywhere. They can just like go through the link in the text of the article through the Science Direct topics. Next. Yeah, and why this matters? Like we have around 330K topic pages across the all Science Direct content. We have 20 subject areas hyperlinked, and like it's all connected for the around 4 or 5 million articles. And the most like around 17% of traffic on Science Direct comes from it. So we can see that people are using our topic pages and it's benefiting for them. And especially we have like during COVID times, we have noticed it, that it's benefiting for undergraduate education and online course creation. Next slide. Topic pages, they support students' needs. They like, especially for the workflow of novice researchers, of new people in the research who still have a lot of questions and will be having a lot of contextual questions. And we provide access on ramp into advanced scientific texts and encourage credible and authoritative citable material usage. Next slide. Yeah, and also it helps faculty, especially during our surveys. We have noticed that the topic pages are used with the faculty to create their online courses. So like they don't need to go anywhere. They just like use one Science Direct page, and they use the Science Direct page of the articles, and they provide their course content through it. Next slide, thank you. Yeah, and Science Direct is the, like as you know, it's a search engine that has advanced search functions that also help students to to save their time and to find the content, the relevant and credible content using the search engines. Next slide. Also, Science Direct, as you know, through our API integration, if everything that like for student or faculty, for university, for library, everything accessible through Science Direct is like you can access even though you search from the Google Scholar engine. If it's on Science Direct, you are able to access it like anywhere you search, and it's very easy to access it without without any further or other clicks. It's integrated into Google search engine. Thank you. Librarians, how we supported librarians and how we're supporting librarians with the Science Direct content, that librarians are like making their role and coming out. As we know, it's a little bit of a gap we have it, and some challenges we have in Central Asia, that librarians sometimes they are like left apart from the research cycle. But with Science Direct, we're reinforcing librarian role and empowering librarian role in the research process in some universities, since librarians now are the person to come where like people come and ask advices, especially novice researchers, for literature review, and like they can advise it from the Science Direct. To analyze and interpret data, which they can refer to the discussion section and conclusion sections of the Science Direct content, to engaging in argument for evidence and checking the reference basis through Science Direct content, and communicate information with implication of citation and references. Next slide, thank you. And also we provide, like, we are very flexible, and especially during the COVID time, we made it very, very flexible to access our content online. Yeah, next. We have integrated remote access through, like, we already had remote access with email domain, but in Central Asia, we were having some challenges. However, like, it was very good working together and collaborating with librarians. We have opened gates to people to access everything on distance, and opening library content to all the users through the distance. And we we provided access through different ways, through different pathways, and we are still helping librarians, and we will be, like, always there for you, for all librarians, to help you guide through all the researchers you have, like novice or mature researchers, to guide them through the content you have. And we provided webinars, and we're like happy to provide any support to any library. You can reach out to me. We have provided webinars with libraries to the researchers, to graduate and undergraduate students, to guide them through the research process. And also, I wanted to announce it to all the librarians here. We are eager to support, and we are always there to support librarians. And now we have a librarian resilience hub. And we had a lot of users during pandemic there. And you can always go there. We have certification courses. We have courses for librarians, and you can always refer there. Novice librarians also, so they can guide through the process there. Next slide. Yeah, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. We are always there to support libraries, faculty and staff, and especially librarians and researchers. So if you have any questions. Yeah.
Thank you, Rabiga, for your great presentation. My name is Kozhaeva Altanai. I'm a manager from Patron Services in your library. And now we start day 2 health break. And now we will have 15 minutes health break. And after the 15 minutes, please don't forget to join to us again.
Thank you. Bye.
Lynn Samara, please, the stage is yours.
Hello, everyone. I hope that you clearly hear me.
Yes, we can hear you and we can see your presentation.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for being with me today, or being with us. I highly appreciate your dedication, and highly also appreciate inviting us. Thank you so much. Let me start with my presentation. I'll be speaking to you today about Springer Nature. I'll generally introduce first of all the company to you. We're a company that is more than 175 years old. Over the years, the company has acquired partnerships with different reputable publishers from around the world, such as Macmillan, BMC, and most important, also with Nature. So our brand has under its umbrella a few of very well-reputable brands from around the world in different fields of publishing, academic and medical, in academic and medical areas, such as Springer Nature Research, BMC, Macmillan, Scientific American, and Palgrave Macmillan. So We're an international company with more than 10,000 people from around the world, and you would see that we are spread or scattered around the world trying to serve the research community and help the researcher excel in their job. I'll just give you some highlights from our portfolio in 2019. The research portfolio of Springer Nature has journals, books, databases, and also research services. So I'll focus a little bit on journals, books, and databases. So the journals has, under the journals that is offered from Springer Natures, there are journals from Springer, Nature Research, academic journals on nature.com, ADAS, Palgrave, Scientific American, and the archives. Also, the books are offered from the group of amazing publishers that I've just mentioned, such as Springer, Palgrave, Macmillan, Apris Print, Springer Nature ebook collections, and reference works. Also, the books has the archives of the books that are offered. As well, we have a group of databases that helps researchers excel in their research in drug areas, in nanotechnologies, experiments, pharmaceutical studies. So this group of databases helps researchers find relative information about the research that they're doing, and it makes it easier for them to find relative results and help them do and finalize their research. Let me just give you some highlights of our division or the research portfolio from 2019. As I mentioned, we have journals, books, and the journals in 2019. And the journals in 2019, we published 340,000 articles in more than 3,000 journals, and we worked with more than 1 million authors from around the world. The books, we publish around 13,000 books almost every year, which means around 50 books maybe a day. Also, the platforms of link.springer.com and nature.com had nearly 1 billion download over the past year, and the usage has jumped maybe 18% on Springer Link and 35% on nature.com. I'm wondering now with the lockdown and how it's going this year with maybe not so many people capable of going to the school or to the university, how much it will increase this year. We also have an open access portfolio, which we are now focusing on so much because the direction is to support open access. So we have 1 in 4 of all of our open access articles worldwide are from Springer Nature. Let me speak a little bit about journals. Our journals portfolio is high quality, and we make sure to provide high quality journals, scholarly communication, and we make sure to get trusted partners and people who are committed to do authentic research to publish through us. As I mentioned earlier, we have a group of well-respected brands that we offer journals with, such as ADAS, Palgrave, Scientific American, Springer, and Nature.com. I'll speak briefly about a few of those brands, such as Springer Journal. There are 2,500 plus journals which offers comprehensive information and subject areas that cover most of the subject areas in STM, Science, Technology, and Medicine, and Human Sciences, HSSS, Human and Social Sciences. As you see, the subject areas covered are a wide range of subject areas, such as business, behavioral science, mathematics, physics, humanities, and social sciences, and law. So every subject areas you can think of, you can find under the Springer Journal subject areas. This is just a highlight of the top Springer journals, top journals by usage, and top journals by citation. You can see that one of the best is climate change and material sciences. Let me speak a little bit about the academic journals on nature.com. They are 40 subscription journals. They are really high quality ones with really high impact factor, and also it covers a broad range of specialties. We make sure to keep the relationship with the scientific research communities very strong, and to in order to offer a cutting edge and high quality research information to our researchers. Just giving you a brief or like a highlight of which journals are leading titles in the fields, in their fields, and offered by academic journals on nature.com. Nature research journals. Nature research journals, they serve the research community by publishing the most significant, highest edge, high quality, and from a global perspective research. It includes, or the most famous journal is Nature, which is a leading weekly interdisciplinary journal, and 32 branded research journals and 21 Nature branded reviews journals. It also covers the most of the subject areas that are very essential in the scientific world, such as biomedical and life science, neurosciences, chemistry, medicine, social sciences. Just to give you a little bit brief about journal research research journals, Nature is the oldest one. It was it started in 1869, and it publishes the most significant and widest implications from an authentic research, almost 3.7 million usage hits per month, and the impact factor is 40.137. The 32 monthly journals in life from Nature research journals are in life sciences, clinical and social sciences. Also, as I mentioned, one of the most important research content is offered by them. As well, Nature reviews journals, 20 monthly journals as well in multidisciplinary areas. Just to give you a highlight of the top journals by usage and by matrix, and if you take a look at the impact factor, it is almost one of the highest in the world, or if it's not the highest in the world. So you can see Nature reviews is 51.9 impact factor, and almost all Nature research journals are very, very high-end and high with the impact factor. Just a brief about Scientific American. It is maybe it is the one of the oldest in the world. It was established in 1845, and it had cutting edge articles from around the world, and one of the best scientists, almost the best scientists in the world publish in Scientific American, like for example Albert Einstein has published in it, Francis Crick, and almost 158 Nobel winners, scientists has contributed to Scientific American. It focuses on the science, mind, sustainability, education, and social sciences. The archives are available for all those journals until the first year the journal was issued. Let me speak a little bit about our books. Again, we make sure to provide the most high quality, and we make sure to offer trustworthy content to our researchers. We have a wide range of books to cover all the needs of the researchers, such as textbooks, series, monographs, briefs, proceedings, etc. And thousands of books are available on our platforms. We deliver or make sure to offer complete access to the researchers, and they can get content from different subject areas and reputable brands and publishers from around the world, such as Springer, Palgrave, Macmillan, Apros, and etc. We make sure that all the students and the researchers and the users get a complete access. There is unlimited concurrent users. Also, all the content provided is peer-reviewed, and it is scholarly content. Everyone can get instant access, they can download, and they can have the content saved, downloaded, search through it. Just to give you a brief, we have more than 400 dedicated book publishing editors, 13,000 new books published annually, 21 subject areas, which I will give you a brief of later. We make sure that the impact of our books is very, very high, and and every researcher, when they search through a book, they can see the number of downloads, the mentions, and the citations, and they can tell if, and they can easily cite from the book, search through its chapters, and download and save the book DRM free. So as I said, we have 21 subject areas, anything that you can think of. There is 13 subject areas under science, technology, and medicine, and 11 subject areas under humanities and social sciences. So for example, there are books in physics, mathematics, engineering, computer science, and in education, political science, philosophy, and religion. Every subject area, we make sure that the researcher has enough information about that is covered from our books. In 2019, we added intelligent technologies and robotics, and this is a growing collection like any another collection under our subject areas. Just to give you a brief about the history of the ebooks, the first one was published in 2006, and it grew until it became around 2,700 books now available on the platform. And over the years, we added not only Springer books, as I mentioned, we partner with a group of publishers from around the world. All our books are DRM free, so the students can and the researchers can read, download, save, and search through the books. And as I just mentioned, there are a group of different types of books that are available to cover every type of need and research. There are monographs, series, handbooks, textbooks, briefs, conference proceedings, contributed volumes, and reference works. And they cover every learning level, so from undergrad to grad and for research purposes. Our platforms are two platforms, link.springer.com and nature.com. It is very easy to use. We made sure to make it as easy as possible for all our researchers. There is a search box in the platform, and you can easily just type the word that you're looking for or the subject area that you're looking for, and you can find the results. And we're happy to help you to look more into our platforms if needed. Just let me give you an overview about Kazakhstan and the contribution that we see from Kazakhstan Consortium in our journals. Over the past years, since 2010 and until 2020, and although you had subscription in the years of 2015, 16, and 17, only and not now, but we have seen the contribution in articles increasing, and it peaked also last year on our in our journals. So we have seen 1,434 articles published in 416 journals hosted on Springer Link, which is really an impressive number. Also, if we take into consideration the number of multiple authorships, all in together, we would see that the contribution was 3,686 from researchers from Kazakhstan Consortium during the time of the period mentioned in here. And this is really impressive. The subject areas that was published, and most publishing that came from Kazakhstan Consortium was about physics mainly, chemistry, mathematics, and a group of other subject areas covering materials, life science, medicine, earth science, but mainly the highest publishing happened in physics and chemistry. And here I would love to mention to you, and thanks to everyone who contributed, not only the mentioned here, but everyone. This is the top 20 institutions that contributed and published in Springer since January 2010 until August 2020. So you can, maybe you can see, I don't want to miss anyone, but thanks to everyone mentioned in here, from Al-Farabi, Kazakhstan National University, until Karaganda State Industrial University. I would like to thank everyone here, and we can see the number of authors who has published over the years from those universities, and it's really, really impressive. So let me tell you about the number of articles also published on nature.com, and this is not. Let me tell you that it started in 2012, but it peaked in 2019, and we've seen 21 publications. Between 2010 and 2020, researchers from Kazakhstan published 42 journal articles in Nature research and academic journals. So not only in Nature itself, but in Nature research and academic journals. Maybe the number, if you look at it as a number, it doesn't look as huge as the number of articles published in Springer, but let me tell you that publishing in Nature is very, very important, and it's not something easy to do. And most important, we've seen a very high increase last year, and we hope to see more next year. And publishing in Nature itself is really an impressive job for any researcher. So really very good to see this number in 2019, and we hope to see more in the coming years. Just a brief about the books and chapters published from 2010 until 2020. And as you see that it is increasing every year, and it peaked in 2019. Researchers from Kazakhstan Consortium published 473 book chapters in 266 books hosted on Springer link. Taking into consideration as well the multiple authorships, we see altogether 967 contributions from researchers from Kazakhstan Consortium. And as you see, it has been increasing over the years, and we are seeing a very impressive number of publications. Maybe it is worth mentioning the subject areas and the difference between books and journals. So we see here that the most published subject areas that the authors publish in for books is engineering and computer science, although it was for journals, physics and chemistry. But for books, we see that it is engineering, computer science, mathematics, and other subject areas. For example, for physics here on books, you see 4% of the publications are about physics, while it was the main one for journals. Thank you so much. I hope this was a session of an interest and for all of you. Here is my contact information in case you need any further information. Thank you so much. And I would love to thank also the organizers of the conference for giving me this opportunity to be among you today and to present about Springer Nature.
We will be hearing a presentation from one of our sponsors, Mr. Ahmed Alalwani, product presentation, Walters Kluwer. So, dear Ahmed.
Hello there.
Okay, so virtual stage is yours.
Thank you so much. Let me start sharing my screen.
Yes.
Please let me know if you can see it. All righty, a minute. All right, please let me know if you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Fantastic. So good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for the invitation. And I do hope that you are well and your family and beloved ones are well during this hard time, but we are all strong together and we're gonna make it throughout this pandemic. Let me introduce myself real quick. I do have, I think, only 15 minutes, so I'm just gonna cut it short. My name is Ahmed Al-Alwani. I am the regional trainer for Waters Kluwer, and I'm based in Dubai. And today, I will be showing you a solution that we do have recently introduced. And it's more of a solution to many problems in libraries, as we are very specialized into libraries and trying to solve their problems. So we do have something called the Ovid Discovery Tool. I'm pretty sure that most of you heard or know or even used the Ovid platform, and this is somehow connected to it. So what you're looking into my screen right now is basically a portal for your university, hospital, does not matter your setup, and it will contain all of your holdings all in together. And of course, as it's at the discovery tool, you can search all of your holdings with simple keywords. Now, I'm sure you want to ask me, okay, what does this make it different from the others, right? I'm going to show you a lot of things that we have introduced and we've been working so much and putting so much time and hours into this, perfecting it for universities and libraries. So first of all, this is a home page that you choose for your library, which contains so many widgets and so many parts that, by the way, you can edit and change upon your liking. Let me just show you a few things of the things that we've added. We have the library opening hours and information. Of course, the discovery widget tool, right? Some little announcement here. Maybe as a library, I would like to make it better and easier for my users to search for COVID-19 related content. So I make a little widget here to search in curated Ovid content for COVID-19, for example. I've got the carousel of my most used journals, for example, Circulation, New England Journal of Medicine, the American Journal of Nursing. Maybe I would like to also get some feedback. You see, it's a two-way communication between you, the library, and your users. I want to get some feedback from my users. I got this little survey over here or a votation, some feeds from my, let's say, social media channels, let's say Twitter, Instagram, you know, whatever it is, you can put a feed over here right away. And again, all of this could be arranged and rearranged the way you like. You got your library resources. You can search all holdings, journals, books, you know, browse it by subject. We've added all of that into this. You got, again, your bookshelf, library training calendar. If you want to specifically search in Medline, just simply add your search terms here, your Pico search, right? So everything is here for you as one library page. You see, it's very rich and very condensed with content all in one page. We've got a few buttons on the top too. If you want to, this is the home page, Discovery, A to Z, the Citation Manager. If you want to ask the library a question, so you got some library forms. If you want to book a place for training course. So you've got so many ideas that you can work around. You have your own profile, of course, and we do authenticate with major authentication methods, IP, username and password, shibboleth, you know, Open Athens, whatever it is. For librarians, as it's the main focus, we do have an administration tools, right? Administration tools give you the key to edit each and everything you want. And by the way, we have indexed mostly all of the content around in the market, including that we are the exclusive discovery tool that we indexed up to date as it's our sister company. So you've got several tabs in your administration tools. You've got your content management, if you look at reports and statistics, right? Your link resolvers, security, document delivery, your holdings, library resources. I'm going to show you a few things that would make really a lot of sense for you. So for content management, you click on your pages and you can have more than one standard home page. This is right now my current home page, but I can make this one my own home page. I can click here on those three dots. Let me show you how easy it is to click edit. And I can design or redesign my own current homepage the way I want, right? So for example, this, I want to just drag it on the top. I can do that. I can go here and remove and edit each and everything that I want. This whole page is editable by you. So check your settings, you can save it later, right? And you can also add in your own forms. So maybe, document delivery form or document request or article request. It's all over here. If you click on it, this is your article request form. So these are the details that we need, your details, your name, your last name. You can edit each and everything, by the way, yeah? Over here. Again, we are supporting with so many reports and statistics in regards to usages. So we've got the Counter 5 reports, we got the Sushi, Forum 5, and of course, clicking on the statistics here will give me a graph on each and every month, and I can simply know what people are searching in my portal. This will give me a better understanding on how people are looking into that. So I've got here visitors, the overview of visitors who have visited my portal. And sometimes for even a bigger countries, here we go, this is the number of visitors. So the new visitors, the old visitors. So sometimes if you do have a big consortium of a bigger country, I'll give you an example here in Saudi Arabia, for example, it would be a good idea to know where are my users are accessing from in terms of geographical locations, right? So for example, Saudi Arabia is really big. It has so many cities and they have this consortium for the universities. It's called the Saudi Digital Library. It contains 37 universities across the country. So this tool, they are actually able to look where of all these sessions coming from. United States, Canada, right? It's a beautiful thing to know, and you've got the list over here. Publications as well. These are the publications that people have visited. We've got unique visits as well. Again, we've got so many information that you can actually have within this platform. Document delivery, we've talked about that, your link resolvers, and of course, we will be helping you out setting this all up for your library. Let me just show you a few examples of our current customers in the region to show you how would basically this can be built up in real life example. Let me just show you quickly. All righty. So this is one of our customers in Dubai. It's the Dubai Health Authority, right? So this is their own live portal right now. So again, and we did not actually help much within they do have a librarian that actually loved all of this. So he did every single bit of the page that you can see right here. They got their YouTube channel embedded within. And here you go, you got library index, your journals, you can search for them, books, databases, PubMed, Google Scholar. And one thing I want to show you on their page is that they have made a specialty portal. So a portal per specialty. If you click on this little arrow over here, here we go. So you've got one page for each one of these specialties, right? That you see the list goes on and goes on, right? So they've got, so imagine that you do have several departments or several specialties. Each one would only contain their own content. And I mean, how, you know, cool and customized that would be, right? So if I would go to cardiology, it would only give me the content in cardiology. And these are the library people in Rashid Hospital, part of DHA. So you see here all cardiology content that you can access. Hematology, infectious diseases, right? All of them are over here. Link, click on the link, you get the content that you are looking for. So again, I'm going to go back to the home page. I don't want to take much from the time of the schedule, but this is what it would be for any setup of a library. Thank you so much. And I hope that my session was not too long and not too boring for you.
Thank you, Ahmed. Now I would like to thank you all our generous sponsors who have made this virtual conference possible. To our gold sponsors, Wiley, Springer, Walter Kluwer, Elsevier, Clarivate Analytics, and Microinformation IEEE. And our bronze sponsors, SPI, EBSCO, and Overdrive. Thank you so much, our dear sponsors.